Ha baby, sina një lately, shkundi muj së pom, edhe dhe I treti. Sanet po ndrojnë të mu nuk më koni njeti. Thoj është jam, jam a jo bashiketi. Leti shoqet që të thujnë si javë leti. Shpejtit harrojnë si t'bojnë frerë për veti. Mas leti I shkon mi dhonë fun ma para se me pas
Hey you guys, this is Shalini here and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god guys, like we are seeing each other for 1 month, like you are seeing me around 1 month. 1 month, I don't know where I was, my life, my lifestyle, everything was just twisting out, and finally I got myself to be settled at one place. So right now I'm at Mumbai, and if someone is from Mumbai, come on down and say hi. So I'm going to be talking about a MILANI Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Plus Concealer. I heard quite a lot of review about it. A perfect foundation ever with a nice coverage. Let's begin with this video. So as you can see with the packaging itself, the packaging is really very simple. A glass bottle as well as it include a pump, which is perfect for us. Like who wants to get messy, right? So a perfect pump with a nice classy packaging. I absolutely love that. So if we move on with the shades, they have a 15 different shades, but the saddest part is that some of the websites do contain a dark shade or some of them do not. As we know that NYKAA only consists of 7 different shades. If I'm wrong, go and check that out. Just go rush and check out if you really buy from NYKAA, or I'm gonna list the link down in the description box below so that you can check it out. They have only the 7 shades available there. I got my shade Perfect from purple.com. Yeah, I got it from purple.com. Purple.com have a 9 shade, which also include a 1 tan shade there, which is 09, and this is the perfect shade for my skin tone. If I talk about the price and the quantity, the price of it is little bit in the higher side. It's $13.25, and we get a 30 ml of a product here with 1 fluid ounces. Let's move on what the products do claim about. So it says it gives you a medium to a full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long wear, water resistance and sweat proof. Yes, I could say that this is a water resistance and sweat proof because I have used this foundation once, like I've tried it once. So let's move on and try this foundation out. At the half side of my face, I'm gonna be trying a beauty blender, and half of my side will be a brush. And let's see which gives you a perfect finish. So let's begin it. As you can see the texture of this foundation, this is not in a runny texture, which is kind of good. Though I know that Fit Me is in a runny texture, but this do have a little bit of a thick consistency here, which I perfectly love in my foundation. So yeah, this is what the texture looks like. Perfectly okay. Let's move on and bump up my half kind of a face with a beauty blender. Could you see the coverage? I could see that coverage. As you can see, the 1 pump is enough to cover your face, but I'm a little extra, so I'm gonna be doing a little bit more. I'm gonna take a half of the pump more, or you can say a 1 pump more to flat out this foundation. So let's begin. I love the way it's covering up every freaking thing, and it's really blending on very perfectly without having any sort of issue or dryness kind of a thing. So it's working very perfectly with the beauty blender. So far so good. I'm loving the coverage of it. It's giving me a full-on coverage. If you're gonna layer that up, they will provide you a nice freaking coverage onto your face, which is perfect. I love that it do not include a matte finish. It has a little bit of a sheen here, which works amazing. And dude, this shade is like a perfect shade for my skin tone. If someone is that my skin tone, I will suggest you to go and buy the 09 shade number, which is a tan. So just look at the coverage. Here the foundation has been slayed down, and here is my real face. So this is the truth of this foundation. It covers. So for the foundation brush, I'm going to be using a PAC 265 foundation brush. I really love this because it's a kind of a kabuki type of brush. So I really love applying a foundation with it. Okay, So I just come up with a conclusion right here is that I will suggest you to use your brush. I have a reason here because I have taken 1.5 pump to work at 1.5 pump, or you can say a 2 pump to work at the half section of my face where I have used a beauty blender. So, like 1.5 pump work for this side, and I think 1 pump will be enough, or 1.5 pump will be enough to be work with a brush, because beauty blenders have one sort of issue that it's really absorbs your I love working with a brush because it's perfectly give me that coverage as well as that finish as well as everything. My neck is a little bit tan every time it used to, so I'm gonna just move to this down right here, just brush out the excess which is left here. So if I talk about the finish of it, it is more in a semi-matte finish. It's not exactly a matte, but it do includes a little bit of a shine onto my face, though I have a oily T-zone area, so I'm avoiding that area, and I can see a little bit of a shine at here. As you can see it properly or not, I don't have any idea. So yeah, it do have a shine. It's more in a dewy finish, but it works perfectly. I love the finish of it. If I talk about the coverage is mind-blowing. Like if you want a medium coverage, we're going to provide you a medium coverage, but if you want a very full-on coverage, this is the way. Just look at my face. I just flat it out with a full coverage, and if I could talk about it, this is a freaking hell full coverage of foundation. So let me complete out my face a little bit, and then I'm gonna be talking to you.
Ryan Little.
Yoga.
Let's move on and talk a little bit truth about this foundation. Okay, first of all, I love the shades range they have in this collections. Like they contain 15 different shades, but it's really very sad that in India we almost get only 9 to 7 shades. As I've told you in the beginning that the NYKAA only get 7 shades, but I especially myself think that only the 7 shades do not work, and I got my perfect shade by PURPLLE.com. So thank you so much PURPLLE.com. I love you guys that you kept one perfect nude tan kind of a shade in your collection. So I've got this shade which is 09 by them. So yeah, I really love this. Is like a perfect shade for my skin tone. If you're belonging to my skin tone, which is not more in a orange and yellow, it's just in a medium tone, I think this shade is perfect. It's perfect for my kind of a skin tone. So I really love. The one thing that is really very pricey is that, yeah, this is a MILANI foundation, so it would be pricey. It's cost you $13, $25, but I think if you buy it on a discount, which comes very rare on Purple as well as in NYKAA, I do not get this in a discount. First of all, so I paid like $13.25 whole for this foundation, and a few of my viewers as well as of my subscriber was like, Shalini, why aren't you trying a MILANI? We want a review on this. So you would hear the video is all about. I really love this foundation. The one thing that it's MILANI, it's a MILANI foundation. It would be really very little bit in higher prices also. It's like $13.25, but I think it is like worth the penny. If you're paying $13.25 for this foundation, I will say you, like for a surety, you won't be disappointed with this foundation at all. You won't feel like you wasted your $13.25 penny on this thing. This is like, this will be become your holy grail. Just try these out. If you do, please do let me know on Insta or somewhere else. So yeah, this is what I want to talk about. I love the texture of it because it's not more in a runny, though it's not so thick as the LA.COLOR one. If you haven't watched this video, go and check that out. So I absolutely love. The next thing which I just want to point out that please highly requested, don't use your beauty blender with this, because beauty blender make it really very, like, it blends perfectly. It gives you a very nice coverage. The kind of a wastage of your foundation, which I'm not gonna be telling you to use it. I will suggest you to go with this Bhaat 265 brush. This is a flat kabuki brush. I do not know the pricing of it, but it's around like 500. I'm gonna list it down in the description box for you guys. If you wish, you can go and use this brush or any kind of a kabuki brush. If I talk about the coverage, oh my god, you won't believe how beautiful coverage they provide you. Dude, just look at my face, like it's a perfect coverage foundation, perfect shades and everything. So I really love the way it covers up. Like, I have a little bit of a mark here, but it just gets perfect. I'm going to zoom you, and the last I'm going to let you see my face perfectly. This is how the foundations look like. I really love this look. It's so freaking perfect. The foundations work so amazing. The concealers blends so perfectly. When you bake, it do not clog up your pores at all, as well as it's do not stuck at the corner of your nose. If I talk about the longevity of this foundation, it stays perfectly for the entire day. If you have a little bit of a T-zone problem, it's really gets little bit, you know, kind of what I can say, kind of little bit vanished at your T-zone area, where you tends out to get a little bit more oily. Rather than that, everything stays perfectly. So for myself and my experience says that it stays perfectly more than 8 hours. Although the coverage is freaking amazing, I think this foundation will be perfect for oily skin, dry skin, sensitive skin, every kind of skin. Because being as in dry, you will not feel at all more freaking matte. It's more in a semi-matte foundation. It's also provide you a dewy finish. So I think that this foundation is perfectly meant for all the skin type. Because dude, it works freaking amazing. The coverage is unbelievable, unexpectable for me. It gives you a medium coverage, but I will suggest you that you gonna be love. If you apply a medium coverage, you will be like, come on, why I am applying a medium coverage with this foundation? You will directly move on with a full-on coverage perfectly. It's a waterproof, it's a sweat proof, which is 100% sure about it. I have tested that out, like it's a waterproof as well as a sweat proof. So yeah, I am totally impressive with that. The finish is perfect. So yeah, recently, like, I'm loving this foundation. Like, I am freaking loving this foundation. Go and try this foundation out if you haven't done it yet. I highly recommend foundation for all the skin type, like oily me, like oily, dry, sensitive combination. You're gonna love this foundation without having any doubt. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you have really loved and enjoyed. Hope if you do, guys, do thumbs up to this video. Comment down if you have any suggestion for me or you want me to try anything. I will surely gonna be do that for you guys, and lots of love from you, and